BMRforum.com and BMRodds.com, boys. Welcome back to episode number 134 of The Lobby. First and foremost, to both Reload, Sammy, Donnie, and Pipe, Happy New Year, and thank each and every one of you for the tremendous job you did on this fine program throughout the past year. But Reload, let me jump over to you. How was New Year's Eve? What'd you do?
Oh, New Year's Eve was good. Got some good food, really just stayed in the house. Didn't go out, but made the most of it. Watched the college football. The live betting worked out pretty well, too. I don't do that too often, but when you have the standalone games, that's good. So, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. New Year's Day, I started out one of my usual routines, going out for coffee, getting bagels. That's always my way to start the year, and that continued this time.
Very nice. And on to the party animal himself, Mr. Sam's in charge. Sammy, what did you do New Year's Eve? I'm sure it involved some drinking.
Oh, yeah, definitely did some drinking. I went in with the attitude of I'm going to drive down, but I'm just going to leave my car just based off what the night might take and stuff like that. But what ended up happening was I drank a bunch of beer. And the beer was cheap, actually. I went to a nice bar where the beer was cheap. It was 2 Bud Lights and a Corona, or 2 Coronas and a Bud Light for $10. I was like, this is great.
Oh, wow.
So drank like 5 or 6 Bud Lights, left at like 12:30, then came back home and drank some whiskey.
There you go. There you go. You know, for me, if I'm drinking, I am drinking, capitalize on the drink, and I'm just going to Uber somewhere and drink there or drink at home, But, Sammy, I want to allude to a quick 1 second here from your video with the pull-ups and the 2-minute plan. Mr. JJ Gold says you're strong and have a big cock. Anything on that?
Did you see JJ's rebuttal video? That was pretty impressive. He did 15 pull-ups.
JJ's rebuttal video. That is very impressive. I didn't think JJ had it. I didn't think JJ had it in him.
I did like 12 and a half, maybe about 13, which was good. And then the plank, I don't know. I'm just pretty good at planking and stuff. I did more after I turned off the video too. And then Bobby, you said you can do a pull-up. So I'd love to see you try and do, 5 pull-ups or 2 pull-ups, whatever it might be on that.
Yes, no, I definitely can. I definitely will. I don't know where the hell I'm going to do them, but I might have to get out to a gym or get out to a playground or something and go ahead.
Bobby filming in a playground. That sounds great.
And get that done. But Reload, let me jump over to you. Let's talk some NBA. Let's talk some college basketball, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah, well, we've got a pretty big NBA card tonight. A lot of games to pick from. Amazingly, I could not find any underdogs to take. That's usually what I do. Even in a big card like this, it was hard to zero in on any. But I do have some favorites. I do like in the late game tonight, Golden State -5.5 hosting Milwaukee. And believe it or not, I'm also taking the New York Knicks -4.5.
Wow, that'll make Sam happy.
I was saving this for a surprise, a New Year's surprise here. But first time in a long time, I am taking the Knicks minus points at the Garden, hosting the Clippers. I think it's a nice get-right game for the Knicks. They've lost a few in a row. The Clippers are coming west to east. This will be their first game after a decent homestand. So I think it's a bad spot for LA, and the Knicks cover the number there. For college hoops, a few games I like as well. I'm going to take Virginia Tech -4 hosting Stanford. This is one of these ACC travel situations. This is the start of the conference play and all that. You're going to have these West Coast teams coming east. That makes it a bad spot for Stanford, and I think Virginia Tech rolls over them tonight minus a short number. I also like Baylor +4.5. It's a home dog against Iowa State. So I'm going with those 2 plays in addition to NBA tonight.
All righty, awesome, Reload. Well, I already know that Sam's a big cock is already hard hearing you're on the Knicks. But Sam, besides the Knicks, which I'm sure you're on, what else you got tonight?
Yeah, Knicks losers of 4 straight actually after winning the League Cup, so they're on a bit of a tear, or on a bit of a dip here after winning that. Right. So hopefully you get back on track. I kind of like them on the money line. I don't know if you want to lay the juice, but they are 4.5 to 5 point favorites. Hopefully they win, but yeah, they lost 4 straight. I also like the Suns over Memphis and the Spurs over the Lakers. And then in reference to college, getting back into conference play. Now's really where you're going to start to watch a little bit more, get more involved. Yesterday I had Duke in the second half. They were down by 9 against Louisville. I live bet them when they were down by like 3 a little bit, and then they steamrolled in the second half. And then I also like Bama +4 tonight.
All righty, Sammy. Thank you. Reload. Let me jump back over to you. Let's talk some college football. We got the semifinals, the playoffs coming up. What do you got this weekend?
Yeah, well, it's a good couple of games we've got coming up here. Miami and Ole Miss Thursday, and then we've got Oregon, Indiana Friday. Take a look at the bracket. I think we're in for some close matchups here. For Thursday, Miami, Ole Miss. I have the tough time picking a side. I think they've done just about the right job with that number. So I'm going to go to the total in this one and take the under 52. The total's gone up a smidge since it came out. Miami, we know the defense has been really strong. And Ole Miss, I think, will do just enough to make this go under as well. And I'm hoping for a decent game that's decided by one score and just stays tight. Friday for Oregon, Indiana, I'm going to go with Oregon plus the points. They have won both of their games as an underdog this season. And this is a rematch from earlier in the year with Oregon and Indiana. That was kind of the coming out game for Indiana. That was when they went to Oregon and they won. And that's when everyone took them for real. I think Oregon wants some not just revenge, but to beat them and get into the championship. We know Oregon was disappointed last year, lost, I think, in the quarterfinals or so. The playoff pedigree of Oregon is there, and I think they either win this game or cover the +3.5. So I like Oregon in that one.
All righty, thank you. Reloading let's go over to a man who's going to be coming out here soon. Sammy, college football. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, one game tomorrow, one game on Friday. It's interesting that in the last 2 years, only Indiana is the only 1 through 4 seed that's advanced through the quarterfinals and into the semifinals. No Bama, no Georgia, it's no Ohio State. It's pretty exciting this year to see who's going to be ended up winning. But yeah, on Thursday, I'm rooting for Ole Miss. I would love for them to win, even though Lane Kiffin's still getting paid. I hate that. But I do think Miami overall is going to win that game. So I think I'll take them on the money line. And then in the other game, I do agree with Reload. I like Oregon +3.5, but I also like the over. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So I like the over 48 in that game.
All righty, Sammy, thank you. Let me stick with you for a second. Let's talk some tennis. Excuse me, some tennis. You got anything?
Yeah, tennis is back finally after a long December with no tennis. Tennis is back in Australia, of course, to start the season, and they're also in New Zealand for a little bit. They got a couple tournaments. Then the Australian Open starts in a couple weeks. I think it's on the 19th or the 20th. But right now I'm 19-17 on the year. So, 4 or 5 days in, and I'm pretty much down a little bit of juice. But I'm loving the action. They are 12, 13 hours ahead. So sometimes it's tough. I watch a little bit at night, then overnights when the majority of matches, then I can wake up, watch a little bit. But yeah, love that tennis is back.
All righty. Awesome, Sammy. Reload. Let me jump back over to you. Let's talk some NFL last weekend. How was it for you? Give us a recap. How's it been for you?
Yeah, NFL. I had that mix of winners and losers. I lost with the Arizona Cardinals, which seems to happen every week, every time you pick them. And thankfully, they're done for the year. Also lost by a hair with the Jags Titans under, but I did have some nice winners. Cashed with the Browns Bengals under. Both of those came through. Shador the Cash Machine Sanders. He does just enough to get these covers and these unders. And I also had the Steelers Sunday night. I posted that on the forum originally at the 3.5 line. It went up to 4.5. I posted I'd add an extra half unit because of the line movement, and they end up winning the whole game outright. So good job by the Steelers there. So pretty good week overall there. And that, got me juiced up and ready for the playoffs. And when those lines came out, I was already working on those games.
All righty, Reload. Thank you. Sammy, NFL regular season is in the books, and that means our NFL regular season contest is also in the books. How did they do?
Yeah, shout out to the top 5 that won some money, anywhere from $125 in 5th place all the way to $1,250 to our winner. The normal names on the leaderboard, and one that just jumped up in the final week, but the final 5, congratulations, Bonzi 292, or I'm sorry, Bonzi with 292 points got $125. 4th place was Dual Grab with 304. He had $250. 3rd place was Jamesy out of nowhere, had a huge week 18, 307, 375 winner. Mike 1234 there for the last couple months every week, 313, $500 winner. And finally, the leader for the last couple months, we've named his name as leader every single week with 320 points, $1,250. Congratulations to Try, who won this year's Pick'em contest.
Congratulations to all our winners. Reload, let me jump back over to you. We have the NFL Wild Card Weekend coming up this upcoming weekend. What do you like?
Yeah, I got to say, like I said, when the lines came out, I started looking at the games pretty closely. I do think a lot was kind of jumping out at me for underdogs and unders. I was just kind of waiting for the lines to move a little bit. Remember, with the playoff games, they're all standalone games. They'll get a lot of action. There are sometimes some little biases in the lines that kind of make for some value. And I think I've picked a few out here that I like. First off, Saturday with the Carolina Panthers plus 10.5 hosting the Rams. Now, this is a repeat of a game that just happened a few weeks ago. And if you remember back on the lobby, I did take the Panthers in that one over the Rams. That was a rocking chair cover. I think they're in for another cover here. I know it's a playoff game. It's not regular season. The Rams still have to come west to east. And the Carolina still, I think, has a good chance to get this cover. I also like the under 46.5 in that game. So that's the Panthers and the under in that one. And then on Sunday, the Bills and Jaguars, I've given that game some decent focus too. And again, I'm going to take the non-public Jaguars plus the short number at home against the Bills. I was hoping that this number would go up. It's been hanging around 1.5. I'm thinking the Bills' money will come in sooner or later and hopefully drive this up higher. If not, I'll probably just still take the Jaguars, at least on the money line. And I also like the under in that game. It's 51.5. Obviously, the public thinks of these teams as offense juggernauts. But we know the Bills not been as good on the road. You look at some of those clunker losses the Bills had, just couldn't get it going in some of those games. I think here, too, they're going to not show up as much as people think for this game. And the Jaguars have had a pretty stellar season. A lot of people just wonder, when are they going to finally implode and lose? It's not going to be in this game, especially at home. So I like the Jaguars and the under in that one. Still keeping my eye on a few other games, but right now that's all I'm going to commit to. We'll see what happens as some of the other numbers move. It'll be interesting.
All righty, Reload. And guys, pay attention to Reload's Loaded 5. I love seeing those Loaded 5 threats where Reload makes some picks. So if anything comes in late, I'm sure he'll be making a threat about it.
You bet.
But Sammy, let me jump over to you. Let's talk some NFL wildcard weekend action. What do you got?
Yeah, playoff action Saturday, Sunday,
Playoffs.
Monday. Playoffs.
Yeah,
Cowboys, we ain't talking playoffs. We've moved on there. But, I respect division winners. I respect that they can get a free pass to the playoffs, but they shouldn't get a home game. Carolina being 8-9, 11-point double-digit underdog, at home. It's kind of stinks. But, I guess on the other way, if Rams were a home favorite, they'd be, 14, 15 point. But I think the Rams are going to smoke them on Saturday, take care of business there. Division matchup, Green Bay and the Bears. Bears aren't really coming in with a lot of momentum. They're just happy to be there. I think Green Bay is going to take care of business there. Buffalo, if not now, then when for Josh Allen, but you could also say the same for Trevor Lawrence. He hasn't had many opportunities, so this is a chance for him to advance, whereas Josh Allen has always lost to Mahomes or he's always lost to Burrow. Lamar Jackson's not there. So if not now, then when? But he's going to have to do it on the road every game. So for now, I'll ride with him, and the experience will go with Buffalo. On Sunday, That's the early game. Sunday afternoon, I like San Fran to cover the 4.5 against Philly. Obviously, I'm always rooting against Philly. Sorry, Donnie. Philly can still win the game, but I like San Fran to cover. I like New England to take care of business at home on Sunday Night Football against Chargers. And then I don't know. Right now, I'm a toss-up on Monday night between Houston and Pittsburgh. I have written down Houston, but I think it's one of those where I could easily change my mind and end up going with Pittsburgh. So as of right now on Wednesday, I'm on Houston, but definitely subject to change.
All righty. Awesome, Sammy. Thank you. And guys, if you have not already joined, you have until this Saturday, January 10th for our Bookmakers $5,000 sportsbook free play playoff NFL Pick'em. Say that 5 times fast, Sammy.
NFL playoff Pick'em. NFL playoff Pick'em.
But you guys have an opportunity to get your hands on $5,000 thanks to Bookmaker. So go ahead and sign up using the link that the wonderful LT Profits has posted. All the rules, all of the regulations are posted there in the top pin thread inside Bettor's Chit Chat. Thank you to BMR and thank you to Bookmaker for the wonderful free play contest. But as always, guys, we will see you on the forum. Good luck with all your action this upcoming weekend.
See you.
Right.